Eye on this year?
Well, I think the teams will be looking forward to the Mexican Grand Prix, which is being held back at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico City. It was last run way back in 1992.
This year sees Honda return to the sport, reforming one of the greatest partnerships in F1 history with McLaren. Do you think they can rekindle the success they had during the 80s and the 90s?
It won't be easy, but yes, I think so. It's been a tough few years for McLaren with the loss of Hamilton, Mercedes withdrawing as a shareholder and major investor in the team, and losing technical director Paddy Lowe. This could mark the start of their return to prominence.
Alright guys, No Doubt Flat Out here today, and this time I am here for F1 2015 Career Mode. We're going to be doing this career mode, as you've seen by the title, with Daniel Ricciardo. I chose him mostly because I wanted a car that could be competitive, but I didn't want to be in like a Mercedes to where I would dominate every race. So we're going to put in the car setup, and we're going to try to get our first laps in here at Australia. So essentially, this is my first day on the game. I picked this up at GameStop at 10 o'clock this morning, and recorded this race probably around 1:30 the same day, 1:30 in the afternoon. So I'll just let you guys kind of hear the sounds of the game while I make a few practice laps, and I'll get back to you at the end of this practice session. Alright, so as we're getting ready to wrap up this this practice session here in Australia, as you could probably see with me using a replay or two, I don't know if I used more than one, kind of forgot already, but with that, you know, I'm still learning a lot of stuff about the car. I came straight off of even like literally yesterday, before I recorded this, I was playing F1 2013 on the Xbox 360, and you wouldn't even think that it was the same, anywhere close to the same cars, the same sport, anything. And while they're really not the same cars, you know, I mean, it's the same sport, and it's only 2 years apart, and the difference in the cars is just insane. So also, here we go to start qualifying, and there's the end of our nice sunny weekend there in Australia. We're going to go for lap 1, and it is light rain. It's a lot better than heavy rain. I cannot drive in heavy rain, like, worth anything at all. It is absolutely terrible if you see me ever drive in the rain. You probably don't want to see me ever drive in the rain, but, you know, that's just kind of how it goes. Hamilton, as usual, really fast, has a really good qualifying effort here so far. I'm kind of keeping up with him. I'm using every inch that I can get from the track. So, I mean, I just don't know what to say about it. I'm literally just chasing down Hamilton the whole time here, and trying to keep the car from getting too much wheel spin. Honestly, I'll be honest. Yeah, that was a good one. But I will be honest and say that was, I think, my third attempt qualifying, just because I spun out the two previous times. You know, but it's a really good game. I think the handling package that they brought this year is absolutely amazing. I think that, you know, the gameplay is really good. The AI cars have been made a lot more competitive. You know, you cannot outbrake anybody hardly anymore. Where used to, all you had to do was dive it in the corner, and you had no problem keeping your position. So especially coming from a game like 2013 to skipping 2014 and coming straight to this game, there's a big difference. But I think that this is really all for the better. The only thing is that I was lagging a little bit in online. I had no severe problems with it, but, you know, that's how it is. And as you can see here, at the end of our qualifying lap for one-shot qualifying, we have got P3 for the Australian Grand Prix, which would be Daniel Ricciardo's home Grand Prix. So we would start in a position that we could get a podium, but we definitely need to make sure we can finish there.
It's nearly 5 o'clock here local time, and welcome to race day here in Melbourne, Australia. The cars are on the grid, and they should be setting off shortly for the formation lap. It's a great position for Lewis Hamilton to start the season from, and one that he'll be hoping he can capitalise on and turn into a race win today.
Well, we all know that Lewis has raw speed, and if you give him a fast car, he'll win races. So if he can stay out front by the end of the first few corners, I'm sure he's going to be very difficult to beat.
How does Nico Rosberg go about finding the time he was lacking at the end of qualifying in today's race?
Well, he's got to stay within touching distance of the lead during the first stint and then look to capitalise.
Alright guys, so P3 for the Australian Grand Prix. Apparently it is still raining, but it appears to be light rain. We'll see if we're on intermediate or wet tires. And we are gonna be on inters. Alright, that's good. So light rain is good. I cannot drive in heavy rain. But yeah, so here in Australia, the 5 lights will count down, and we will attempt to get a good start. I'm not even going to try to make this epic. I cannot start worth anything. It appears that I start a lot better than what I did in 2013, which is what I came off of. It was extremely difficult for me to start. As you can see, go around the outside of Rosberg there, and it pretty much just go completely off track trying to hold the spot there. And apparently I had clipped him when I came across his nose, but it all looked alright to me. I never felt a bump, never got any damage, he never got any damage. So I must have just grazed the end of his front wing, not a big deal. So we're going to keep P2, keep that one position from the start, and we're going to try to run down Hamilton before he absolutely just runs away with it. Because that's what Hamilton does. He starts up front, and he ends up front because he has no competition. So we're going to try and change that here in Australia. at our home Grand Prix, or Ricciardo's Grand Prix, as it would seem. So we're gonna follow Hamilton, try to get up through here, and this section is an absolute mess. I exceeded the limits, exceeded the limits again. I'm surprised none of them that I thought one of them was would be corner cutting when I hit the inside of the curbing there. But you could go like basically almost full throttle through that section on 2013, and even after qualifying and stuff, you know, I was like, all right, I still think we can do this. But obviously the cars handle a lot different. I mean, they handle really well. I think it's very accurate, but boy, it's different. Got a massive amount of wheel spin there coming across the final, excuse me, coming across the final corner. And then Vettel in our draft comes right up the inside going into turn 1, and we're going to try to hang around the outside and barely stay on the track there, get on the edge of the rumble strips, and it looks like we keep the position, and Vettel's kind of falling back. I guess he checked up, maybe I cut across the track a little bit, something like that. Lap 4, Vettel's trying to have another go at it, and once again, we just hold around the outside. Vettel brakes seemingly, and we kind of start to gap him a little bit. So yeah, that's working out pretty well. And then this right here, okay, so that didn't look like much. Just like a little swerve, and then you see like that part going across the track. Apparently, like when I got into the grass right there, I kind of cut the clip a little bit short when I was editing unknowingly. But I got in the grass, tried to swerve back onto the track to get out of the grass, and Nico had like already moved over to the left by the time I got into the grass. And I just hammered him back across the track, unintentionally, completely unintentional. And it hurt him, and I think he collected Vettel too. They didn't DNF. But you know, it happened. He lost his front wing, got some damage, so he went to pit. And then you can see lap 8 here. This is the lap we're gonna pit on. Raikkonen just goes right up the inside in turn 1, and I couldn't even contest it. Like, he had such a good run and was so far past me going into the corner that he was just there, and I couldn't really hold around the outside, so I just tried to let him go so that I could eliminate the possibility of Bottas going by us, which seemed to work. He isn't by us yet, but we're going to try to defend against him pretty hard, because it looks like Lewis Hamilton has already pitted, which means that we are defending for the last podium position at the moment. So I'm going to skip to the end of this lap. We are in P2 respectively until the pits cycle out. So we're going to follow Raikkonen into the pits. Originally, the team wanted me to pit on lap 7 as well with Lewis, but I decided to stay out another lap so that I didn't get the tires too worn out at the ends, you know, at the second stint, the final stint, whatever you'd like to say. So that worked out here. We got held for just a second by Bottas coming into the pits, but we get right back out. We're going to follow Raikkonen out again. We're going to try to maybe get back by him before the end of this race. I really don't think anybody's going to catch Hamilton at this point, but I still think we have a good chance to get second. Even though Raikkonen has a lot of speed, I still believe that we can do this. So we got a massive amount of wheel spin again right there. I was glad the car didn't go around. I was pretty lucky the car didn't go around, in all honesty, but yeah, I mean, just me driving in the rain. I get wheel spin in the rain. I can do just fine in the dry. Just about any track. I don't have any problems in the dry. I may be a little bit off pace, but I don't have any problems staying on the course, doing things like that. So I was kind of surprised that I was getting this much wheel spin even too, because it was only light rain. We were on intermediates. But that's just how it goes sometimes. We're going to still try to chase down Raikkonen now after this pit stop. Maybe see if we can get to him before the tires heat up. Maybe take advantage of that, because it seems like the AI cars go a little bit slower on cold tires. So we'll see if we can run him down and get into P2 once again before the end of the race.
first place. Raikkonen's close to 5/10 a lap faster than you. Bottas is slightly faster than you. He's catching you. Just 5 seconds separate you. Closing Raikkonen, close to 3/10 a lap. You're pulling out your leader on Bottas, who is lapping 5/10 slower than you.
Alright, so I tried to give you guys a lap or two just to, again, to see the sounds of the game, you know, how it handles being able to just see the game for what it is without my extra commentary or rambling or whatever you want to call it. So we're here on lap 13. Raikkonen was right in front of us, and look at that. He goes off track and then just disappears. I mean, just completely is gone, like DNF from the race. Goodbye, Raikkonen. You know, I was kind of, at that point, I think I was kind of more surprised that it happened, that rather than the fact that I couldn't catch him, because I knew that Raikkonen was going to be really quick. But yeah, it's just one of those things where he just went off. And so Hamilton gets the race win, and because of what happened with Raikkonen, we are going to finish P2 in our first career mode race. So we're going to get a podium with Daniel Ricciardo at his home Grand Prix. You know, I think that's an excellent start to our 2015 season in Red Bull with Daniel Ricciardo. Look at that, second place on the podium. We were able to hold off Bottas, and I think we just got really lucky. We would have gotten third, and that still would have been great, but just that extra spot helps a lot with points, helps a lot with everything else. But, yeah, I'm just really happy about it. So kind of We're gonna celebrate here. Lewis is having fun. He's won his race, won the first race of the season. Nico probably had a really good chance had I not basically dumped him off the track on accident. But yeah, that's a solid day. 18 points in our Red Bull in the rain. I'm really happy with that.
He'll always be near the front, and he's proven that yet again today.
There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.
Alright, so now I'm just gonna go here and look one more time. We're gonna fast forward through this replay and try to see. I'm trying to see exactly, or was trying to see at the time again, what exact lap the Rosberg incident happened. To see what happened for myself, to see if it was my fault and I should have gotten a penalty or something like that, because I really did feel bad about it. I'm not the person who wants to wreck the other cars or that sort of thing and try to get away with it just to help my finishing position. You know, I mean, I would say that we may not have even gotten a podium if Rosberg got up there. I think if he did, it may have, you know, things could have changed. I could have followed Rosberg, maybe gained some extra pace, and maybe just kind of held off Raikkonen from there. Maybe still could have got a podium. You know, but that's just how it works out. I'm glad it worked out the way it did. We're very fortunate that it worked out the way it did. So here we go. I think it was coming at the end of this lap right here. It's the beginning of the next one. So Rosberg's there. He makes the move. And I just get in the grass and I try to swerve back over and I just hit him. He loses his front wing, collects Vettel. They're spinning. Nobody seemed to DNF there, but it was just an unfortunate incident that I did not mean to do. And, you know, I still kind of feel bad about it because I don't feel like that kind of does justice to the system of Formula One and how their rule system works. But, you know, that's just how it is. So I will see you guys again in Malaysia, and hopefully we can get another podium. I'd like to get a win if we can get a dry race in, but you know, we'll see how that goes. But for now, this is No Doubt signing out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Keeping his feet on the ground, but he knows that every...
See you then. Take care.